Hello, and welcome to Nuckelavee Inc. We're glad you can make it, and you should feel honored to be sitting where you are. It's a highly coveted position. We've conducted studies that show that employees who stay with Nuckelavee Inc. for the entirety of their career are 7 times more likely to report that they've done life-changing work at their job than those who don't. And those who quit wish they never had. So congratulations! Based on your performance level gathered during the interview process, you all have been assigned a position to work in the movers division. We know it may be a little intimidating to see that you're just a little fish in a big pond, but don't worry. We recommend looking at it with the perspective that we give you countless opportunities to rise to the occasion and be rewarded for your hard work. Employees in the Movers Division are responsible for transporting inventory to and from our 2 daughter companies, Lunatime Software and Little Valley Spices, located on Monomoy Island and Little Valley, New York, respectively. You may have also noticed that you are given a badge with one of 3 colors on it. Each color corresponds to a position within the Movers Division that we thought would best suit you based on the questionnaire we had you fill out prior to this presentation and your high score in Scrabble. If you've been given a red badge, congratulations! You're barely essential and shouldn't expect any sort of recognition from the higher-ups. As a red badge employee, you will be responsible for operating our hauling vehicles used to transport the inventory between destinations. Please note that as a red badge employee, your sole responsibility is operating the already filled vehicles and are strictly prohibited from loading, unloading, or handling the contents of the vehicle in any way. If a red badge employee is ever caught witnessing the contents of the vehicle, they will be immediately terminated and blacklisted from working at Nuckelavee Inc. or any corresponding companies ever again. Working at Nuckelavee Inc. can be stressful if you don't know what you're doing, so here are a few tips and tricks to help you get through your first couple of shifts. Tip number 1. We value timeliness more than any other virtue in our red badges, with the bulk of your salary being dependent on the speed at which you can transport the inventory. While Nuckelavee Inc.'s official policy states that lawlessness of any nature will be met with immediate repercussions, please note that all of our hauling vehicles' speed is never monitored during the entirety of your transit between locations. Tip number 2. A trip between Little Valley and Monomoy Island is a big one, and these extensive trips can lead to burnout or other hazardous mental states. In order to prevent this, we recommend frequently stopping at one of our many Nuckelavee rest stops along your route. All Red Badge employees are granted unlimited access to these luxurious rest stops where you can find
discounted meals, comfortable beds, narcotics, relaxing music, free therapy,
and lots of games for you to enjoy. Tip number 3. While the inventory you will be transporting is largely valueless, some people just hate it when a business is successful and will do anything to see it fail. In the rare event that something is trying to get in or out of your vehicle, please take your phone and badge and promptly place them inside your vehicle's designated disposal compartment. Once that has been completed, quickly exit the vehicle and flee to the nearest Nuckelavee emergency shelter, where you should contact your shift supervisor immediately to inform them of the incident. That's all for your red badge, folks. Now, on to the green badges. As a green badge employee, you'll act as the company's resident fact checkers, ensuring that the appropriate items are being loaded onto and off of the hauling vehicles. After packaging has been completed, you'll be sent a list containing the serial numbers of every container the red badges will transfer to the other location. You're responsible for making sure that each and every serial number listed on your checklist you've been sent has been loaded onto the vehicles and will be heavily repercussed for the failure to abide by it. Serial numbers can be located at the top right portion of the box's label. Seems a little lonely? It sure is, but don't worry. As a green badge, you'll be assigned a counterpart green badge located at the sister company. You'll be responsible for communicating with your counterpart about the boxes that are intended to be in transit so that they may verify that nothing has gotten lost on the way over once the vehicle arrives. Although it may seem tempting, we highly discourage fraternization of any kind with your counterpart and encourage communication to be kept strictly business related. All communications between green badges is heavily monitored, and if any frowned upon discussion occur, both green badges will be swiftly terminated and a red badge will be promoted to fill the void. In this role, precision is key, so take your time and don't mess up. Finally, onto our black badges. If you've been selected to be a black badge employee, give yourself an extra round of applause. We noticed you are a goal-oriented go-getter and displayed a mild amount of promise. That's why you've been rewarded with the highest possible position within the Movers division. But of course, with this prestigious title also comes extra responsibility, and with extra responsibility comes extra training. After this video presentation, please make your way down to Conference Room J, where you will receive additional training with your fellow black badges.
Away from the prying eyes.
Just know that your primary responsibility is packaging our highly confidential inventory. And that's it, folks. We know you'll fit in great here. It's legally required of you. But to give you one last message, we have a little word from our company's CEO, Alexander Sterling. I'm sorry, folks. It appears that our brilliant CEO is currently indisposed and won't be able to give you any extra words of encouragement today. That concludes this video. Thank you, and welcome.